What do you think the future of innovation is in the U.S.?
So we actually thought about the future of innovation in the U.S. as part of an engagement with the American Competes organization. So we're hired to actually evaluate, well, what's going to happen to the U.S. versus all of the rest of the large countries in the world. What we found was that as of 2024, our innovation leadership position is going to be compromised by China and some other leading powers. We used several different variables to our model and also used many different scenarios. So 2024 is really the best case scenario for us at this juncture. And that's given many different areas: job creation, the ability to create jobs in new innovative areas, the ability to graduate students at the rate that we are graduating them and actually keeping them in the United States. So at present, we're not in a good position to retain our leadership position.
What is the role of universities in changing the future of innovation in the U.S.?
So universities are really a core source of innovation in the United States and for other countries as well. And one of the key factors that we found that universities were not really pursuing as much as they could do in the United States is really creating new startups and actually having those startups become sustainable. So right now there's a 6% rate of startup creation, which is phenomenal. We're doing a great job of that, but we're having a 9% startup failure rate. So we need to close that gap. So university students need to create cross-disciplinary teams to really help them be very successful, and they need to create breakthrough ideas. So the ideas should be really from a business model standpoint, from an operating model standpoint, from creating new markets. So really thinking through all of the aspects that will actually make a startup successful, but then simultaneously putting all of the right team members around them to help them sustain the startup.
What new structures need to be created to change the trajectory?
So at present, the United States is doing a great job in many different regions around the U.S. I mean, Maryland's doing a great job. TEDCO's doing an awesome job. I know that a lot of Johns Hopkins students have learned about that. The key challenge is, how do you take all of the great things that are being done in regional silos and consolidate all of the best practices in one place so that each region doesn't have to relearn the same things over and over again. So at present in the United States, we're fragmenting our spend tremendously. Even within one state, we're fragmenting the spend. There's competition between different organizations that are trying to provide funding for startups, which is creating a vicious circle of not being able to get funding, not getting able to get funding, getting discouraged, et cetera, et cetera. So we need to change that and create a virtuous circle. So the way to do that, and in consulting, we do this all the time. You don't spend the money 10 times and learn the same lessons 10 times. You consolidate the lessons learned and the best practices in one place, and then you implement them in a regional fashion in a very systematic way. And you institutionalize capabilities within regions. You tailor the specific lessons learned and best practices based on the culture or the best resources of that region. So in my opinion, a new international structure should be created to actually harness all those great things have been done on a regional basis and not to continue to fragment our spend.
How do you think an organization like the Innovation Factory can become a key player in facilitating the future of innovation?
I think the Innovation Factory has already done quite a remarkable job of pulling together venture capitalists, the business leaders of the state and actually across states, and also has pulled together students to actually create these startups and have gotten some of these startups funding. So what you have done is you've pulled together all the right disciplines, which is what this kind of national accelerator model is doing. So you've done it already, and you're actually starting this process and going up the road to getting new startups launched. So I think you're doing a remarkable job at hitting and attacking some very important indicators that we look at from an innovation leadership position. So going back to the beginning, you're really starting to put structures in place to help the United States maintain our superiority.